am a huge fan of the Persona franchise. I got a big start to my art career with Persona 5 specifically. I drew a lot of Persona, a lot, both safe for work and if you know, you know. And the reason for this is I am obsessed with the art style. Obsessed. The first time I played a Persona game, I saw the talk sprites and I immediately fell in love. So I finished Persona 5 and I was like, okay, well, I need more of this shit. I know Persona 4 exists, but friends actually were like, hey, did you know that they made movies on Persona 3? Because I was like, I can't play Persona 3. I don't have the fucking hardware for this. And I was like, I bet. So I watched the movies. And recently, Persona 3 Reload came out. And I was actually lucky enough to receive a review copy for Persona 3 Reload on the Switch 2. Like, shout out to Guillotine Agency and Atlas for actually giving me a review copy for the Switch 2. It looks amazing. I can't fucking wait to dive in deep into it. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it or not yet, but like, I do have it. It's been a great time. And while I was like booting it up, I thought to myself like, wow, the new artwork looks amazing. So I thought, if I'm gonna make a character review with Persona 3, why not do a little comparing, right? Because the Atlas art style over the past few years has really, really refined itself. Now it has a very, very clear sense of identity. And while the artwork for the original game is decent, there were some growing pains there, okay? And I want to see how we got over those growing pains, if that affected the characters' designs at all, what changed, what didn't throughout the years. We're only gonna do the human cast, no personas, because personas will be like another video entirely. And we're not gonna look at any costumes. I'm going to look at mainly the 2D renders and the talk sprites, because I think that's where the bulk of the meat and potatoes of the artwork is.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd love for you to guide me through it.
Okay, let's begin with our protagonist. You know him, you love him, baby boy, Makoto, that's how I know of him.
Persona!
This is the old artwork, all right? Look at that boy. So, one of my favorite things about the Persona 3 protagonist is that he is an emo twink baby, okay? You look at you and he's a Chad.
'Cause I'm the king.
And then you look at Joker and he's like a pretty boy who's also like a smooth fucking talker.
Well, I'm a dad.
Are you stupid or something?
And then you look at Makoto and you're like, wow, he's a twig. I could snap him in half. I do kind of get the sense that he's kind of like aloof and doesn't really fucking seem to care about anything in the old artwork. There's some standout pieces to the character. He has his MP3, he has his headphones, but the silhouette is like lanky, kind of like drawn in on himself, not very open, kind of closed in on its own. He still looks very pretty, mind you, but he lacks the riz and pizzazz of the other two modern Persona protagonists. But I want to see if they manage to grab this concept and give him back that riz he rightfully deserves, because that bitch could pull Toaster and Elizabeth, so go for it. Look at that! Absolutely beautiful. So when I say that like there were some growing pains, most of the growing pains in the art style for Persona 3 were in proportions, right? If you look at Makoto from the OG game versus Makoto now, you will see that he has like a much nicer action line and his head is not nearly as big as it used to be. He still very much has that drawn inwards to himself type of vibe and personality, but the overall look is way more polished. There's a nicer flow to the character now. The blues are more vibrant. You can definitely tell that his shoes are blue now, which they actually balance out the blue in his hair. He has a little bit more expression in the Persona 3 Reload artwork, but he still very, very much looks cold, right? And a notable thing is that his skin no longer looks super washed out. He has like a normal-ass skin tone now. The shading is a little bit more crisp, or a little bit more soft cell, as opposed to being just like kind of soft shaded. And there's a lot more detail in his face. It's way, way better proportioned, super cute, super fucking pretty. And if you look at the talk sprite, look how clean that line work is. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. He kind of like has that more refined look to him now that the modern Atlas protagonists have as well. Like if you put him in a lineup next to Joker and you, he no longer feels out of place. The growing pains that Atlas have been completely removed in the remake. He looks so fucking pretty. And I think my favorite thing about it is how much more the colors pop in Reload. Because in the OG, they kind of blended into each other a little bit. But yeah, Makoto looks lovely. His talk sprite is actually gorgeous. It's funny that his talk sprite has a different shade of blue in his hair, but we did maintain it. One very, very important thing to note, though, big change, is that Makoto's eyes went from being gray to being blue. I think that having the blue eyes suits him because it gives him a lot more depth to his face. The second character that you meet in Persona would be Yukari, right?
And that's how it's done.
So this is her original render. Now, Yukari is like basically the Ann Takamaki of Persona 3. Girly pop, super cute, a little bit less confident than fucking Makoto, who just grabbed that fucking summoning gun and fucking topped himself metaphorically. In Persona, usually what we do is that we have the school uniforms, but we always customize them to each character, so they all have like their own vibe. And Yukari is definitely super trendy, super fucking cute. Again, there's a little bit of a proportion issue with her hair. Her head is way, way too big. But I do like the shading in this. I do like that she looks super trendy and super sweet. And the Atlas, like, fucking anatomy is there. Her face is still gorgeous. And she has, like, her cute little choker and stuff. Let's see what they did for Reload, though. Wow, we've really polished this a lot. Okay, so interesting things to note is that her outfit is exactly the same. They changed nothing, okay? But the thing I like the most is, again, there's so much more confidence in the posing for these characters because Yukari here still looks trendy and super cute, but there's also a little bit of that, like, uncertainty and kind of, like, doubting yourself that the character does have for a big part of the game. A little bit more shy, a little bit less ready to yell at you.
More like Junpei.
Her hair also no longer looks completely gravity-defying. It has a lot of nicer wispiest to us now. It looks much nicer. Again, the colors are so much more vibrant, so much more beautiful, and being able to, like, work digitally probably really, really helped there. I think that also having very, very crisp, clean line art definitely helped in the Persona 3 Reload designs, because it's just so much more eye-catching. That pink is so much brighter, that red is so much brighter, these shapes are so much nicer, there's such a nice flow to the overall silhouette for Yukari in general. You can actually tell the choker is there now because of the line art being darker, because in the original sprite, blink and you miss the choker. Because everything kind of blends into each other, and the choker was way too big, but with the Reload sprite, it's way more noticeable, especially in the Talk sprite. And the Talk sprite has just, like, nice, crisp lines, very vibrant colors. I love what they did with the shading for this. I actually really love the shading with the outline. In general, she still retains her original spirit while being a little bit flirtier and a little bit more uncertain, which is kind of like part of her character arc in Persona 3. Wait, you're not showing the original portraits? Oh, funny thing about the original portraits. The original portraits were just zoomed in versions of the 2D renders, but they're really, really hard to find. We looked everywhere. Yukari, I think she looks beautiful. Absolutely adorable. I love the big pink sweater. It's one of the cutest things ever. To our boy, the man, the myth, the legend that danced in front of my girlfriend where my girlfriend got shot.
Yes! Who the man? Junpei's a man.
Junpei, I have a bone to pick because he does not look like a high schooler. Junpei looks like the guy who peaked in high school and keeps going back to hang out in high school, even though he's like 22 and should be in college. There's so many things about this design that I like, but he is so aged in the face in the original artwork. I think the goatee really doesn't help. Like, I love the baseball cap, I love the high neckline, like, adore his color scheme, but genuinely the goatee makes you look like 40 years old.
More like Junpei Ace Defective.
Let's see the new one to compare. Look at him! He does not at all look like a high schooler. Atlas, you dropped the ball on this one. Big change here. Big change in the pose, because I think that's something that they realized when they were working on Reload, is that the artwork for Junpei lacked so much energy. Junpei's a pretty high-energy character. He carries around the baseball bat. He's a fucking giant fucking loser in the best way. He's a goofball, but he is. And, like, the goofball energy was genuinely missing from the 2D render for the OG game, so for Reload, they had a little bit more fun. They played with his action line way more. He looks way more energetic. You can see all the details in his outfit that make him look like a loser wannabe pickup artist, but, like, with a heart of gold, right? Like, the fucking chain on the belt, and the flip collar, the dog tag necklace, the shitty baseball cap, the goatee that he definitely should shave off because it adds like 20 years to your face. Somehow, like, he bagged the hottest girl in the game, and then he danced on where she got shot. Junpei is a great character. I'm really, really glad that they redid the sprite like this for Reload because it looks so much fun.
C'est magnifique!
Mitsuru! So, I love this design. It might be one of my favorite designs in the Persona girlies, bar none. Because again, we took the school uniform, we made it look so much cooler, way more refined. She's giving rich girl vibes, because spoiler alert, she is. Rich girl vibes, love the tall boots, love the skirt, love the fact that she doesn't have a school jacket on. The bow is super fucking cool. It's also a really great use of, like, different tones of red for the character, right? So, like, the bow is really, really heavily saturated, but her hair isn't. And in true Atlas fashion, everyone is lanky and flat-chested. Atlas is, like, allergic to breastises, okay? She looks great, okay? But you can still see those, like, growing pains, especially with posing and the fucking proportions. Because, like, this pose, it's good, but it's a bit stiff. Let's see how they did in Reload.
Très bien.
Composition is something you should keep in mind when you're actually doing posing characters as well. They did great here because my eye goes from her face, flows down her hair, travels down her body, and then all the way back up to that little red ribbon. Again, they still managed to make the hair brighter while not making the bright red ribbon of the uniform be washed out at all. Commendable color work. I also really like that instead of having her eyes be like reddish brown, they just fucking committed to the bit and actually made them red. Really neat touch of using colored line art to just kind of like soften her features a little bit. Like Mitsuru has a really severe look in general. And you can see it in the talk sprite because the talk sprite doesn't have that colored line art. But in general, I think that they really learned how to play with the shapes with her. We are also using color temperature much better in Persona 3 Reload. I don't know if you guys noticed, but now all of the shirts for the characters that are white have a cool undertone. Same with the blacks. I've always said that, like, the Persona artists genuinely do not fucking miss when it comes to their 2D stuff, because, like, I was obsessed with the Metaphor ones. Their 3D work still needs to be redone, I feel. Like, at this point, just make new ones. Also, it's really funny. I always picture her with red lipstick. She doesn't have red lipstick. She just has really full lips. And I love that, like, we managed to retain that incredibly, like, sexy vibe. The character's very alluring, let's face it. I think she's a high school senior. She definitely gives older. She definitely gives senpai, just by the way that she carries herself. But it went from being like, ooh, woman, why are you in high school, to, yeah, could be a high school senior. Her pose is not nearly as intimidating now because she's no longer looking down at the player. The pose in general is a lot more open and inviting. Akihiko!
I'm all warmed up.
What are you doing here, old man?
Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
This is one of the ones where he does not at all look like a high schooler because you can't really tell he's wearing the school uniform. With the guys, you kind of need the jacket, otherwise it doesn't match. Still, nice pose, love the gloves, love the vest. He has an incredibly cool color scheme overall in like face and hair, so they kept it really, really warm in the original render. But I want to see what they did with Reload because not a ton of his punchy personality is conveyed here. Let's see if the artist managed to actually catch his vibe in the new one. Still the same pose. He does not at all look punchy. He looks very elegant and very refined. Still looks like an idiot. In a good way. He looks like a lovable dork, but there's so much more flow to these. He looks just so much nicer. The jacket has a lot of really nice fucking breeze to it. The fucking ribbon on his neck has flows. This one actually feels a bit more like the high school uniform because of the way that the vest is actually made. I do love that we warmed up the vest a little bit to compensate for the cool tones in the shirt. He still looks like he should go be bartending somewhere, but I will say this. I love what they did with the Dorito body. I love that we actually managed to give him broad shoulders in this one, so he looks stronger. Because, like, here's the thing. Look at Makoto, look at Junpei, they're bean poles, right? Akihito actually looks like he can throw a punch. He looks a bit stronger than the other ones. I also really like that we learned how to draw pants. Drawing pants like this is not easy, chat, but like we learned how to draw the pants in a way that still makes them look like a school uniform, but it's also very, very refined. His outfit is like hella classy. I think that he looks like one of the classiest motherfuckers in the Persona franchise. The talk sprite, gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But you're too old to be in high school, my boy!
Okay.
Fuuka, my girl. Did you guys know that I have a thing for the Navis? Yeah, because I do. I love all of them. I love what they were doing with the posing, but I hate what they did with her face. It looks incredibly awkward in the original artwork, okay? And again, the posing is a bit awkward. We were only just finding our legs. I love the tights. She has one of the best color schemes in Persona 3, I think. But her face looks kind of awkward in this one. I want to see what they did for Reload because hopefully they managed to stick the landing and make her look cuter. Oh, much better! I love her to bits, baby! She's so cute, and the pose is much better now. She's still looking up, but I think that they really, really fixed her face to kind of give her like that wide-eyed, kind of like innocent look. Her hair's still short, but now it looks much fluffier. It no longer looks like she fucking hacked at it with scissors. The like ribbons on her, the shirt underneath her uniform look much cuter. In general, the flow of the entire thing is much better. The posing is way less awkward. I love the tights. I love the general gigantic use of cool tones everywhere with Fuuka, except with like her eyes and her shoes, which balances the whole thing out really, really well. I also like that she doesn't wear the typical school uniform that everyone else does. Again, every character in Persona does this. because for some reason we insist on working with high schoolers. And Fuuka's definitely shows a more like shy demeanor. She doesn't have like an open jacket. She's wearing tights instead of like stockings or anything like that. It's just generally like a more cutesy, soft vibe. And her talk sprite looks so soft. I love her. Out of all the Navis, Futaba is my favorite, but out of all the girly pops in Persona 3, it's a solid tie between like Fuuka and Elizabeth, I think, for best girl. And even though they have like wildly contrasting personalities, they're just such good characters that it's hard to pick. All right, let's move it on. We're going with the toaster.
That's mission complete. All targets destroyed.
I'm gonna summon Scruffy Turtles from the ether and wave. Toaster! Baby girl. I actually really love what they did with Aigis and the fucking original sprite. Because, like, she is a robot and she looks robotic. But I like it because they very, very clearly leave it that, like, her bodice is fabric. There is robot parts underneath there. You could technically fist the android, chat! She does have clothes. She's super cute. She looks good, but again, much like almost all of the poses in Persona 3 in the original artwork, it's a little stiff, especially the hair. So let's see how they made the toaster in Reload. Stunning! Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, yo, you deserve my triangle. You deserve the triangle. That is absolutely gorgeous. So much better. Not just the colors things, the colors, the posing, the flow, composition in general, shape language. She looks so much better. Not to mention, we are seeing probably the moneymaker of this character's design, the focal point, her face. Aegis has an absolutely stunning face.
Please address me as Aigis.
Doll-like, flawless, super, super pretty. And the original sprite, it was in profile, so you couldn't really see that much of it. Now, though, you can perfectly see her face, all of the robotic components. It really, really sells the fact that she is a robot in this one. She's smoking from her fingertips, which just makes the readability of the picture so much better. All of the robot joints have been, like, highlighted. That's still fabric, by the way. You can still fucking stick your dick. The blue eyes stand out immensely. She has an amazing color palette as well. When you think of Persona 3, usually this is the character that comes to mind. She is probably the strongest design in this game, bar none, because of how well all of the elements of her character are handled. The use of repetition with the triangle on her arms and legs, the fucking color scheme being a perfect mix of cool and warm, the high contrast with the blue eyes with the pale blonde hair, the very, very interesting robotic elements, the fact that she does not at all have normal feet. She has like little baby hooves, okay? She is a great example of a robotic human hybrid done very, very well because she's not a human or she's not a robot. She's a good mix of the two. She's not like 2B, which looks like a person. She actually does look fairly robotic. And they did a really good job with the expression because she still looks stoic, but now there's just a tinge more humanity in her face. And I'm very, very impressed in how much the art has grown to actually fully pose this character in a way that not only looks dynamic, but tells you what the character's deal is. I very much appreciate it.
Aigis is just one of my favorite characters in fiction. A robot who was literally made have feelings, so she could have a persona. But one who grows and learns to feel more human. But then has to learn how to deal with loss.
Fun fact, the actual canon love interest for Persona 3, if you know, you know, it's either the toaster or Lizzie. Like, if you ever played, like, The Answer, you will know very quickly that Lizzie stays with the protag, but so does the toaster. So, technically, it's a threesome, and I am the actual ruling arbiter on this. I call canon threesome. Why was it built to feel depression? If you don't have feelings, you can't have a persona. You need an ego to have a persona. That's kind of the point. Draw it, coward. Do we need a sub-goal? Sub-goal. Okay, fine. Toaster, sex. We're gonna do 300 because it's like fucking thruple, alright? I don't know if you guys are gonna reach this one. Fuck it, we ball. But just because I love this toaster, I'll put it up.
Shall we conduct a raid?
Alright, best fucking character in this game, bar none, Koromaru. Ah, yes, a dog! A dog with an ego, therefore a dog with a persona. But, like, bestest boy? I love this fucking bitch. Because he has a little vest with his little seer fucking armband that would most definitely fall off. His little wings, isn't he cute? The only thing I don't like about this sprite is that half of his lower body is missing. We did not put line art for that one for some reason. Like, where's his tummy? Where is the dog ween? His legs are fused together, chat. Whatever, change the lead. Hey, baby, let's see the reload sprite. this very, very much because, like, they made it so, like, yes, it's a Shiba Inu, but, like, he also does not at all look like a normal dog. The red eyes, the really weird coloring, and also, he still has a t-shirt for, like, no good reasons, but finally someone saw sense and got rid of the CES armband. So, if you've tried to put a sweater or clothing on an animal before, you will very quickly find that they don't like it at all. Koromaru would have probably shaken this off. Oh god, but the new one looks so fluffy. He looks fluffier. The fur is defined much, much better. The silhouette is much nicer overall. The color scheme is much more crisp. And in general, I think that, like, the dog anatomy is better overall. His legs are no longer fused together. Love, love, love how they did his face. Like, the original Koromaru looked like just any other dog. This one looks focused. He looks like he's understanding what you're saying. And he can use a persona. Look, every Persona game has that character that's just like a mascot. In this one, it's the toaster, actually. But, like, the dog is an excellent addition to the cast, okay? The little wings. Fetus!
Yes! No problem! I've got this!
So, this is a case where the old art style shortcoming of weird proportions actually did help it, because this character actually looks his age. He has those little baby idiot shorts, and his head is gigantic. However, I'm not really getting a ton of personality from this pose. He looks fine. It's still cute, but when I first saw this character's render, I was like, you're not playable. He was giving NPC originally, a little bit. For some reason, you can date him with the fancy...
I'm going to jail!
Okay, Atlas, you guys are weird. Let's see what they did in Reload, because the original one was fine, but it was missing some personality. There he is! Just a little bit different posing, and a little bit of a nicer sense of flow already adds so much to this character. His outfit is borderline the same, but the way that they made him now makes him a lot more interesting to look at than the original. It's still a baby for some reason. Like, I don't know why Child was allowed to fucking be in here, but now he has a lot more personality. I adore his face. He's super fucking cute, round. And believe it or not, Atlas does actually follow the rules for aging characters up and down. So you'll notice that Baby Boy has a face that's way less long than most characters in the game. If you, like, look at someone like Yukari, her face is much longer than this one, or any of the boys. It's not chiseled, it's rounded out. His eyes are gigantic on his face, and his facial features are just really, really soft and squishy. Like, usually kids are very rounded out design-wise, so with Ken, his shape language is very, very friend-shaped, very soft. You're still a fetus, but you look more like you could be part of the team because you actually show a little bit more personality than just boy. Then we have Shinjiro.
Piss off!
If you know, you know. There's always an extra party member in RPGs, and this is your extra party member in this one. And I think that in this one, they kind of nailed the assignment of, we are drawing a delinquent. Dude, does this look like a fucking high schooler to you? No! This is a grown-ass man, okay? The beanie with, like, the trench coat with, like, the leather studs. Come on, man. Hey, it's the guy who hijacked Anya's bus. Like, he looks great, but again, the gigantic heads really, really take away from the silhouette. Let's see the reload sprite. Oh, much better! It's such a nice fucking action line for this character in general. He still looks withdrawn and closed off, but now, like, he's a little bit more open. Like, the original artwork made it so unapproachable. 17-year-old, by the way. Yeah, no! We really, really snatched that coat. Much wider shoulders. He definitely feels older, like high schooler with eye wrinkles. The color scheme for this one is actually very noticeably on the cool side. But Lily, he's wearing red. That is a cool shade of red. That is a cool tone red. There is almost no warmth to this character in the slightest. Even the gold buckle on the trench coat was changed to silver to just give him, like, an overall cool tone. And this is also done to, like, kind of, like, show off that this character is just not approachable at all. The only warmth he has is in his feet and in his hair. But for the most part, the overall color scheme is cold as fuck. I would say that, like, this silhouette could use a tad more exaggeration, but Persona's never been about exaggerating body features. See, no one in Persona has tits. We're doing, Metis.
My sister's protector. You know that's me, Metis.
Who are you? She was not in the movies. This is why I do not recognize. This is a new one for me. I love her. She's in the answer. Oh, dude. Honestly, I would the robot girl. Can we, like, talk about how fucking bomb.com this design is? Like, old art style aside, oh, gorgeous features, completely stoic. I love the, like, almost butterfly wing details that she has all over her body. She's way more segmented than the Toaster. An absolutely stunning character. I cannot, I need to see the Reload sprite. I need to see the Reload sprite, because like, I'm already gay.
I'm not a child, you don't have to hype me up.
I like it, but, big but, they should have kept the skin on her face pallid. Since she lacks like any noticeable like big robot parts like Aegis had, like the hip bits and like the really like big gold things on her shoulders, if her face had kind of like kept that inhuman pallid shade, I think it would have looked nicer. She is way too human looking for a robot in the face. However, construction of the character is incredibly solid throughout. The only thing that I would change is really the color scheme on the face, and that's it. The eye color is beautiful. The design overall is gorgeous. They didn't really add much to it except for like the S.E.E.S armband and doing some slight changes in color, and that's it. I don't know if she's intentionally supposed to kind of like resemble Makoto because they have the same hair color, same exact one. I love the feet because like they're shaped like human feet, but they're smaller than human feet. Like Aegis has like little stumpy bits, which is super fucking cute. I do like the Reload art style, but again, the face is missing that like very inhuman element that just screamed robot to me. Ikutsuki, all right.
Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
Oh, the asshole. You're a bitch. I like this character as a character. I hate him as a person. We are suffering from like the old art style here a little bit. Look how narrow the shoulders are. The shoulders are super fucking thin. They should not be that thin. Let's see the Reload artwork. Oh, he looks way more insufferable in Reload. I love it! Literally way more unlikable in Reload. And you know what? That's actually a good thing, chat. That is a great thing that he looks that fucking unlikable. He looks like an annoying teacher. He is an annoying teacher, chat. He has a body type that actually matches his age, and he does look older in the face than most of the main cast. It's deceptive, right? And there's actually some symbolism in this character's design as well. He's dressed in mainly warm tones, but there is a darkness underneath. He's wearing a dark turtleneck, but his shoes are white. It's the type of character that, like, at a glance, he seems fine, but something about him is a little bit shady. I remember when I was watching the movies, I was like, I do not trust you. And I was right not to, but I did not trust him from the get-go. In the Reload artwork, though, he looks a lot better because he actually looks his age. They really, like, polish the whole vibe with him. He no longer looks like he's not confident at all. This is a dude that is incredibly confident. I would almost call him arrogant, you know? Like, fucking Chairman McButtface over here genuinely thought that he was doing everything for, like, the benefit of humanity without asking anybody what they wanted. Because he looks, like, snivelly. He looks like a snake.
My name's Ryoji Mochizuki. I'd appreciate it if you could show me the ropes.
Firing at maximum capacity.
Oh, yeah, I love. Hi, gay! No, this is pure yaoi. I'm sorry. This dude is obsessed with you. But I like him because I don't know what they did for Reload, but I like the color scheme in the original so fucking much because he looks like deathly pale. Love the mole. And everything about him is just super desaturated. In general, he looks like he's lacking life and color, even though he's very, very playful. I love the scarf, love the shirt. Sadly, in the OG, he does not have a full body rendered, but let's see if Reload does. Yeah, buddy! So we got rid of like the ghostly pallor, but let me just... I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll fucking have that protagonist bed the fucking incarnation of death itself, because why not? Look at how nice the posing is for this character in general. He's no longer, like, super pale and ghostly, but he was trying to blend in, so I don't really mind that much. I love that, like, he's wearing, like, the bright yellow scarf. It's such a good sense of flow as well. But, like, stuff about him, he doesn't quite fit in, if you notice. You're wearing suspenders wrong. Probably should be a little bit more pale, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter much. He definitely has, like, the vibe that he doesn't quite belong here. Oh, God, I love his shirt so much. Like, this was, for me, a really, really solid design. Not just in, like, terms of the overall thing, but, like, the clothing is gorgeous. Really harsh outlines. Very good use of shapes, repetition, and color. In general, it's someone that, like, he looks unassuming because he was trying to be unassuming, but he could have easily gone the other way, you know? I think for the story, having him be more pale and desaturated probably would have been the better way to go. But in general, the color palette for Reload was brighter. It has such a good sense of flow for the render overall. And I genuinely love what they did with the character. Next, we move on to the one, the only Igor.
It's so good to see you again.
Hi, Dad. Father has not changed at all. Not even a little bit. The nose is the nose is the nose. He looks incredibly unhinged. My favorite thing about Igor is that he looks like a villain, but he's genuinely just trying to prove God's wrong constantly. And he fucking presents a challenge to them in the form of like, here, let these teenagers prove you wrong, bitch. Every fucking time he does this, okay? I don't think that Igor has had many changes, except maybe the color scheme is way too desaturated in this, because he's looked like the same across every fucking game. Let's see what he looks like in Reload.
They're the same picture.
If anything, we're just exaggerating his fucking shapes more. Really long, spindly fingers. His ears look way longer. His nose is even worse than before. The eyebrows have a lot of presence, chat. He looks even more inhuman in Reload than he does in the original. Schnoz, the dick nose is longer. Do not call it that, chat. He looks more unhinged now than he does in the original, and I think that's a good thing. Igor hasn't really changed that much throughout Persona 3, 4, and 5, but we love to see it. And then we're gonna go with, like, my best girl in this whole entire game.
How these plain and simple scenes get painted so vividly by you. I just wanna stay with you.
Baby girl, this is the best Velvet Room attendant. Her and Theodore don't fucking at me. She is hilarious, and you can tell that she's like a little bit unhinged. She's giving like gold chip energy. She has like some of the best energy in the franchise. She has such a like weird design, like elevator attendant meets like 60s go-go dress. She's very quirky, and I think that like shows in the original sprites and renders as well. But like Elizabeth looks super fun, super quirky. She had a very unique Velvet Room attendant design overall. Because I like that we went with like the elevator attendant, but we also made it weird. Let's see the Reload sprite.
My power knows no bounds.
Oh my god, yes. I don't know what it is, but the black tights make it so much hotter, chat. What the fuck? The design is borderline the same, but like the tights and actually making her hair a cool tone makes it so much hotter. Not to mention, we actually snatched her waist. I'm kind of obsessed with the Velvet Room attendant color scheme in general, because like it's such a strong one. Like white hair, bright blue outfit, bright yellow eyes. They're almost like shadows, but not quite, right? Lily, your thirst is showing as well as your gay. Of course it is! Look at my girl, she's perfect! She's like that girl who's down to try anything. I think that she's like one of the ones that like canonically fucks the protagonist. And she's like, well, that was a thing we just did! I have to go back home before Igor asks. Theodore actually bones the girly pop protag as well, which we've been cheated. Theodore is so fucking pretty. Fucks the femc2 Emilio. Hey, Bicon! Elizabeth, for me, like, exemplifies everything that makes the Atlas art style great, as well as, like, their philosophy when it comes to character design, which is very elegant, but not afraid to be quirky. I love it when the designers let themselves not do school uniforms and that's it, right? That's why the Phantom Thief designs went so hard, I think. It's because they actually let them play with different themes. And for Velvet Room attendants, every single one of them has had like a different vibe. This one was elevator, right? You were riding up to heaven to become divas. And while this does feel like an elevator attendant, it's still very much a 1960s inspired longer go-go dress with really cool boots. The tights make it so much better, way more cohesive. We snatch the waist a little bit, make the skirt flare out a little bit more. The hat is still there, still dorky, but now it has dark blue on the sides, which really helps with the contrast for the character. Overall, it just looks way more polished in Persona 3 Reload. Same with the talk sprite. The talk sprite is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Actual full lipstick now as well. The face is way more refined. Much nicer use of facial features in general. Yeah, but usually your Velvet Room attendant is going to be something that you are missing in your life, right? So I guess what you wanted was a MILF. And what Joker wanted was a little sister. But what fucking Makoto wanted was a quirky girlfriend that would take him outside.
Velvet, oh velvet, my master has a long nose. All together now.
Welcome.
Oh, you prison child. What the fuck was his deal? I barely remembered him. You already talked about this. Oh, yeah, I did actually. This is before he became older and gay. He looks incredibly sickly. Yeah, he looks dead. And I think that's the point. Before shit goes down and we decide that we need to annihilate the planet, this is what talks to you. He's plot dumper. It's a very simple design overall. Just a little boy in like a fucking stripy shirt. Very, very bright blue eyes, which I love. Very desaturated though. Let's see what they did with him in Reload. Oh, dude, your feet. God, that makes my feet cold. Holy shit. I kind of love what they did with him in Reload, actually. He looks like those little kids that never blink. You know the ones. He is super fucking creepy. Character design tip. If you want to make a character's gaze look super intense, there's a few things you can do. Eye color is one of them, but I have found that making the iris smaller tends to like show off an intense gaze, and adding a ring around it, which I do sometimes, also makes things like way more like, look at how it stares into your soul! He's directly looking at you, the player, in a lot of this. I also really like what they did with the posing in this as well. He's inviting you. It's inviting. It's like the inviting, ever-present thought of death. It's always there. And that's kind of like his vibe, right? But this is the one that doesn't quite interact with you as much as the other one does.
Such raw emotion.
Oh, it's fucking emo Jesus. Please don't put your gun in your pants like that. You're gonna shoot your dick off. Also, an asshole. Not the biggest asshole in the game, but a butt fuck. This is actually one of the times that the old art style did actually a decent job with fucking proportion, because his shoulders are very broad, so he has like a Dorito body. I think because he's not dressed, you know? Standouts of his design is probably like the tattoos are pretty cool. I love the fucking like bandana tucked into his jeans, and the fact that he's wearing like just torn up jeans and no shirt. It's aura farming, but I hate him, you know? Let's see if they manage to up his game or not.
Everyone knows I'm holy.
Oh, yes, they did. Oh my god, I love. Like, if you were not a dirty hippie, if I did not know what your deal was, I would say would. But thankfully I know, so we're not doing that. What is a beautiful design. Holy shit. We went from like, they're a dirty hippie to aura farming, okay? Now he looks like an antagonist. Like, his talk sprite looks so full of contempt, so disheveled, so like out there. The posing is phenomenal. It is giving Jesus, by the way. Like, there is some Christian symbolism in Persona 3, while still being like, I am grandiose, I am the leader, but at the same time, like, he feels weak, you know? The face is amazing, incredibly unhinged, and I do love that we changed the hair color from that like mousy, like almost not quite blonde to like silver. It fits the design so much better. I think that the posing for Reload has been phenomenal through every single character. Like, the sense of flow is better. The gun is still in his pants. Take that out of there. You're gonna shoot your dick off. The lighting here actually helps a ton. Like, those highlights that they add on the sides, it makes it look so much more threatening. It's much better proportion than the OG hippie Jesus. I just love how, like, full of contempt his gaze is.
How very unfortunate. The fun had just begun.
Take a good look. This is how we live.
Jin, yeah. I think this was one of hippie Jesus's attendants. Nerd! He has an interesting design for sure. I don't know what they were quite going with for this one. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I'm not quite seeing the vision here, but I do like the colors. I do like the shapes. He does not look like a lackey. He just looks like a guy in a funny coat. He looks like he goes to anime conventions and just leers at people. Reddit mod chat. Actually it's pronounced persona. Artificially intelligent. God, chat fucking roasting is my new favorite thing. He runs a media critic YouTube accurate and gets unreasonably angry at everything. Barbar Tumblr user chat. No, he looks too much like an extremist for that one. Let's see the reload sprite. Much better! They really nailed the expressions with the antagonists in Persona 3 Reload. Not to mention the posing is phenomenal. Now he looks unhinged. There is so much more confidence in the artwork now. I'm kind of obsessed. Oh, I love that face! That's such a good expression. I love it to bits. The pose is giving unhinged. The expression is giving sadistic. And you know what? This posing and that face looks so much nicer with this fit. Before, the clothes did not match the personality. He looked too stoic and too serious. And now the fit being weird makes perfect sense. Ratman, borderline. Look at how nice the action line goes from his foot up to his face down to the briefcase. The design shows off so much nicer. The use of color, the repetition, how neat the silhouette is. You need to be able to have like confidence in the way you're drawing characters, because usually the first render someone sees is going to be the first impression. And if I see the render for the original, I'm not going to get quite as strong of an impression as the render for Reload. The talk sprite also looks great because he looks very serious. Like, the talk sprite matches the original artwork, but he still looks super unhinged.
Chidori.
The strongest fucking design in this game I'm gonna give it a triangle twice, probably, because I love her. Literally. The bad bitch like Junpei pulled by being goofy. Literally? Is that an axe on a chain? Why? Why not? I don't know what I like best about this. It's giving maid, yes, but it's also giving, like, nun, almost. Like, preacher, right? It's such a strong, like, aesthetic in general for a character that, like, the first time I saw her in the movie, I was like, spot the bad guy, Chidori. Immediately, you can tell what her vibe is. I can fix her. He did. And then he danced in front of her graves. It's an amazing design. It's a super strong use of color, use of silhouette, use of repetition. The fucking fashion inspirations are super strong as well. The personality shines through as like weird loner girl. She has like one of the saddest stories, I think, in the game. It definitely stands out as a design, because if you look at, like, this is why I don't like that sometimes that they use the school uniforms, and I wish that they did have, like, the fucking, like, things like what Persona 5 did with the Phantom Thieves, because there are characters in this game that are NPCs that are incredibly strong, and sometimes they kind of outshine the protagonist, and this is one of them. So let's see the reload sprite. First of all, we cooled the undertones down for this one significantly. She looks so much better with the cool undertone because her hair is already very warm, right? So you want that contrast. The fucking posing, again, much better. It's giving like those like broken doll poses you'd see in fashion magazines.
As of the story of P4 Arena, she is alive and still with Junpei.
Oh, that's sweet though. But you know what? In canon, she's dead. I really like how they played with the fucking shapes in this one so much. The maid headband is bigger. The cuffs around the boots are also way bigger. The axe stands out way more as a weapon. Her face is stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And she looks like so dead aloof, like I don't want to be here anymore. All of the roughly fancy bits also are way more noticeable. It no longer looks like her clothes are like sticking to her torso. You can also tell that she's wearing boots, not tights. Bar none, the strongest design in Persona 3 is probably this one. Because it has like such a unique aesthetic in general, but like it can only work in this game as well. Like I could see her in different places, but it's such a like thing that like I see it and I'm like, you don't fit in, but at the same time you fit in perfectly. Does that make sense? They really cooked with this one, especially with the posing. I do genuinely think that this is the best design in the game so far. And that was like the main antagonist, I think. We're going into like the secondary to tertiary characters. These are the ones that like they're in the story, but a lot of them are like in either social links or you just like see them around town. So some of these will probably not have full body renders.
Why do you have this screen cap?
Teacher that looks just like Yukari for no good reason. She doesn't give you her mirror code. No! Funny thing about Reload is that all of the social links are fully voiced, which is very interesting, right? Because Metaphor didn't voice them all. But Reload, everything is voiced. Everything, for some reason. I think they should keep doing that. She looks beautiful, very teacher, love the suit, love the shirt. But again, it's NPC. She still very much fits into the Persona 4 universe. Let's see the Reload. Oh, that's gorgeous. So some of these only have talk sprites. I actually really like what they did with the Reload sprite, but she still looks like Yukari's mom. Hair looks really nice and soft and wispy. The suit being a salmon color actually really adds to her color scheme, so it's very, very nice. Beautiful facial features as usual. I'm in love with the color of her suit, side note. I think that like, yeah, the desaturation in the originals, like, I don't know why they did that.
I'm going to jail!
Cool that, oh, teacher. Oh my god, he looks like a loser. Where are your eyes? Wait, this is the school nurse? If I speak, I'm in big trouble. He said nurse is obsessed with magic. Like actual magic or magic tricks? Oh, we barely changed anything. To be fair, we didn't really need to change much with this character because he was already pretty well proportioned. Something about Atlas that I like is that despite being a game that's like anime, they're not afraid to let themselves get goofy with like fucking facial features. With anime, a lot of times you see a lot of same face. With Atlas, they're not afraid of it, especially not now. So a lot of like guy characters have like really weird faces, really weird shapes, like, and Atlas is really not afraid to play with shapes when it comes to designing characters, which is something that I've always appreciated. It's a big reason why the art style was such an inspiration to me when my art career was very, very young. He likes to like lore drop the IRL myths that inspire the game. He takes up like 10 minutes of yapping. 10 minutes? Wait, is it like 10 minutes of like click through text? Oh, that's terrible. Okay, another teacher. Like, yeah, as far as generic goes, yeah? Oh, shit. Still generic, much prettier though. They refined the face shapes and the way that they did the eyes. Like, it's really funny because if you flip a Persona sprite, usually they tilt very heavily to one side in the old artwork. In this one, they're fairly well balanced. Look at how much wider her shoulders are, how much better proportioned her face is. She has fuller lips now. The eyes are a little bit smaller. The brows are better shaped. There's more structure to the face in general. And the proportioning is just better. This is a very generic character, but it's a generic character that, like, fits into the Persona 3 art style, you know? Wait, is this Tanaka? No, it's not Tanaka! Again, teacher, salaryman. Do not compare the Goat Tanaka to this ogre. He does look like an ogre. Again, we're not afraid to get goofy with the facial expressions in Reload, and I genuinely love that for them. It's very funny because for these sprites, they basically did like a one-to-one. They just made sure that like the art style was more modernized, the shading looks much nicer, and the line art is much more crisp. This is a teacher that heard Fuuka was missing and refused to report to the police to protect his job because he ignored her being bullied. Oh, what an asshole.
Despicable.
Oh, Vixen. She's married, I think. I don't see a ring on that finger. Let's see the Reload sprite. Oh, that's so cute! They made her sprite less semen demon-y. Like, she looks a little bit more like a nice, merry, like, older woman teacher in this one. In the OG, she kind of looked like a throat goat, chat. I'm sorry. Like, but yeah, yeah. Okay, so, like, this one I like a lot. I love the suit. These, like, are all just wearing normal suits, but I like the personality shining through in just the face, because these just only get talk sprites. Very, very pretty. Math teacher! I don't know what we were going for here. Like, math? Is this, like, scuffed Okarun? He looks like a rat! You just know that this is the teacher that kids picked on without mercy. Oh, much... No, it's still just as bad. It's a woman. What? Different genders depending on the translation, actually. Oh! It's one of those cases. Okay, they have it in gaming every so often that sometimes Japan says the character is one gender and localization says another, so it's confusing. Higher production quality, still a nerd. Very crisp line art and great fucking drawing. Still a dipshit. Looks like a rat. History teacher. He reminds me of the Larian CEO that shows up into like full armor to award shows and shit. Like, he looks fucking funny. This is the most normal dude here, weeb. Oh, I love him though. He loves teaching specifically the Sengoku era and tries to speedrun the rest of the curriculum. No, he's one of those. We all have one of those teachers that like they hate the fucking like curriculum with a burning passion. So like let's try and teach their own thing that they like the best. There's always one of these in school, okay? I love this character though. The helmet is everything. Like if you want to give like a teacher character personality, you can always make them do wacky shit. And they nailed it with this one. There was always a teacher like this, chat. The ones that dressed really funny and didn't give a shit about anybody, there, character design, add goofy helmet, boom, done. His cousin's a history teacher from Persona 4, or the history teacher that wears an Egyptian princess helmet, and oh, I love... Oh, you look afraid of everything. He does not look like a serial killer. Let's see the Reload sprite. I just don't like how desaturated the Reload ones are. Literally the same person. Better line art, better color, and the stubble is more noticeable. This is a physics teacher. Oh, yeah. I had a physics teacher that kind of looked like this, actually. That tracks, actually. That definitely tracks. Yeah, the most normal character in Persona 3, actually. A random person. Wait. Oh, a degenerate. An absolute fucking creature. This is the dude that would fucking, like, use ChatGPT to feed into his delusions and get psychosis. Fuck weirdo. The grossest. This fucker. Oh, there's so much hate in chat. Good, let it fuel you things. Tell me more. Let the hatred flow through you. Just seeing his face causes visceral reactions to people. A degenerate, an absolute fucking creature. Let's see the Reload sprite.
I'll tell you all about my secret plan. Dude, you're gonna flip when you hear it.
Have you guys ever seen someone and like immediately thought, wow, you look punchable? Just the guy who's delusionally obsessed with the idea that he can date his teacher and you have to feed into him as you want to like progress the social link. So like we have to become his ChatGPT therapist. We have to gas him up. But like, knowing Makoto, do you think that Makoto might have been doing that on purpose just to see what happens? Because Makoto doesn't give a shit. Like Makoto's in it for the meme. Like the bad thing is that like you have to feed into the delusions. Unlike fucking Persona 5, Mishima actually like gets better as a person as you progress his social link. Like he falls to like fucking rock bottom under the subway, but then he goes back up and he's fine.
Someone found a cigarette butt in the boys' bathroom.
And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
How is this a high schooler? Why does half of this class have gray hair? Because everyone's gonna die. No, he's like 17. How? Okay, let's see the reload sprite. Please age him down. How come he looks older somehow? Why is it like giving politician low-key though? He's like the head of the disciplinary commission. Oh, of course he is. Dude, no, like he looks like a sleazy politician. He also looks greasy. He does look greasy. But there are a lot of greasy 17-year-olds out there. Oh, there's always one of these in Persona games. The way that Persona has to like draw fat people always, every time. In Persona 4, it was a girl. Wait, if this is the Moon Link, they could have not been less subtle if they tried, because he's round. Dare I ask what he did? I don't know, but the chat is visceral and I love it. All right, let's see the reload artwork.
Would you mind not standing so close to me? You're too thin and too cool. All right, now in reverse. Let's moonwalk.
Has anyone seen El Chavo del Ocho here? Because like, ñoño?
People hit on this guy constantly,
I
but
love how
he's one
Wave
of
tries
my
to get around the
favorites.
censor.
I think people miss the point of it. Also, as someone who has struggled with food all my life, the final line in his S-Link genuinely makes me tear up.
Oh, wow. I never realized how good the ramen tastes here!
Yeah, again, Persona 3 is all about, like, fucking facing your own mortality, so it makes sense that not all of the social links are gonna be the nicest. He has a very, very fat baby face, though.
A treasurer who's not even good at math. Doesn't that sound pathetic?
Oh, she's pretty! Kinda looks like my old avatar, actually. Precious. Super pretty bean. Very nice uniform. Cute glasses. Oh my god, she's so cute, though! Like, her face looks so much nicer in the modern Persona art style than in the old one. Her head got bigger. Yes, but it's also proportioned better. Her hair looks so soft. She just generally looks very, very nice. Very open, very approachable. Love the glasses. Love the fucking face so much. And she's wearing the uniform correctly. This is how you're supposed to wear it, by the way. Correctly.
Japanese culture is #1. Ichiban.
Frenchie. French super weeb. I love the fan. Why do you look like you could be in Miraculous Ladybug, though?
Don't do your victory dance just yet, because one day I'll play you my favorite music, the anthem of your defeat, Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Baby, 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 baby. I had to do it at least once. Let's see the reload sprite. Oh my god, I love him! His face is fucking perfect, chat. He looks so snooty, chat. He's so pretty. Why does he look like Teddy? No, he's too sharp for Teddy. His text was almost unreadable in the original. Really? Was it that bad? Again, yeah, this one, the face was very, very wide and the shoulders are way too narrow. But like, my main issue is that the posing is very weak overall in the old sprites and it's very, very desaturated. Scott the Woz, what?
Hey y'all, Scott here.
Oh, I kind of love his face, actually. Woo mouth. Aggressive smug energy. I like it. His hair's very fluffy. Oh, Justin, thanks so much for 50. Oh, well, you guys are fucking... Woo! Threesome unlocked, chat. Good job! Student or PE teacher? Which one is it? I think it's a student? Maybe? This jock? Maybe? Fucking moron. Oh. Oh, is this in Camp Satan? Go. Go. Spit your vitriol, chat. Go. Be mean. Be petty. I live for it, things. He is a dumbass. All right, let's see the reload sprite.
I might have overdone it a bit.
He does look like a dumbass. Like, okay, I'm gonna get in trouble, but like, there is such a thing as like Japanese grog. And it's a character you see everywhere in Japanese media, and this is it. He looks like the guy in anime that would randomly go up to girls to like ask them out, and then the protagonist would punch them. You know the type. This guy's S-Link bothers me because his leg is injured and you have to keep motivating him to keep running to level him up. My mom is a physically therapist and I was screaming at the screen for him to just back down. So can we agree that Makoto's an enabler or what?
It's tough being a team manager. You really don't get any respect.
Oh, I like her. Oh, she's cute though. Yuko, I love her. She looks cute. Let's see the reload sprite. Oh, that's so pretty. She has a really sweet looking face, actually. A little bit of an underbite there, but that might be an Arsa thing. Is she a social link? Because she's super cute. Very, very pretty. Love the skin tone. Love the fucking hairstyle. Adorable. Oh! I hate you. I know that they fucking fix her shit. I hate you. Redemption art, but I still hate her. She's a bitch.
The biggest bitch in the school is leaving, and you feel sorry for her.
Fuuka's best friend. I don't care. Mean. See the reload sprite. No, she's kind of bad in the reload sprite. I hate her. She looks super hot in the reload sprite. What the fuck? I like how they fixed her hair. I love her makeup as well. The fucking false eyelashes and like the fucking pale lipstick. Like she's super gyaru. A billion %. She's super fucking pretty, but she's Police officer. These are the non-school NPCs, I think. It's a police officer. He looks like he's gonna scold you for jaywalking, even though you didn't jaywalk at all. The Reload sprite is probably similar. Yep, fucking hard ass, my man. Tell your weapon. Wait, we get weapons from a police officer? Jesus, like, did he steal it from the evidence lockup? Like, Persona 3 is a wild ride, chat.
No, divorce is stupid. I hate it.
A fetus, a baby. Very cute. Let's see the Reload sprite. Oh, I love how they draw kids in the modern Persona art style. They look so squishy. A kid should look like a blob. Like, the younger they look, the more blobby they should get. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm watching an anime right now called To Your Eternity, and there was like a kid character in it that was like a toddler, and she looked like a little blob, and it just made me so happy. She was so squishy. I love her vibe, actually. The little backpack is so cute. It's super Japanese, and those motherfuckers are like fucking $400. I'm not joking.
My wife and I were just talking about you.
Old people! Great looking old people, actually. This is what happens when you age in anime. This is anyone past age 30 in anime, by the way. These people are 40. Oh my god, they look so good. They look fucking baller! Best couple in Persona. They're sweeties, and they're a couple that gives you weather and strawberry creams. I love them so much. They look like perfect old people, really.
Any day now, I'm going to die.
Beetlejuice knockoff. The most dramatic fucker you will ever meet in your life. Best in the series. Depression. Let's see the Reload sprite. Oh my god, I love how dramatic he is!
I have an incurable hereditary disease.
A dying man. This is the best social link in the series. Oh, for multiple people to say that, really? He's a justified depression. Actual dying man. Terminal illness. Oh, baby. Looks like an amazing design. Looks genuinely haunted. He looks great, though, in the Reload sprite, because, like, he still looks haunted, but you can see his face better. Looks super sad. I love it. For this one, Wave made a special, request.
I'm going to do it.
Tanaka.
Best social link in all of Persona. This man had me sobbing and had me change my life for the better.
Aww. Tanaka! Tanaka has, like, a song that shows up in, like, all of the dancing games in Persona, and it's so weird. Tanaka is the tits, okay? I love Tanaka. I want to see Persona Reload Tanaka.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah! Best shady man ever. He looks great. He looks wonderful. Like, they could have used the Persona fucking, like, 4 sprite of this dude, and it would still work. Like, the best part is that you know he doesn't get better. He's on the dark web in Persona 5.
That's the forbidden burning tongue technique. Then I'll do it too.
Eyebrows. Very strong eyebrows. Running man. I feel like these are the people that you run into in the shopping mall, if that makes sense. Let's see the Reload sprite. Oh, I kind of love his vibe, actually. He seems very, very dependable. And not like he would fuck up his knee and we would have to gas him up ChatGPT style. He's legit just a good guy. He looks like a good guy. I love his tracksuit. It's such a nice color.
Oh, sure, you're young and good-looking now, but just you wait. I mean, look at me. I'm old and ugly. My cheeks sag like a damn bulldog's.
Oh, yes. You look like a dude that preaches doomsday, but you don't actually believe it.
You alright, kid?
Scumbag monks. One of my favorites. Of course it is. This is aura farming, chat. Smoking, drinking monk. Like, look. You're not supposed to, but he does it anyway. I love the rings, though. I love this one because you level up, you have to play fully insult him. Oh, I love that.
Don't underestimate me, kid.
I love the way they draw faces in modern Persona games. Even the old ones have that flair, too. You look like a Bond supervillain wannabe. What's the story here, chat? Oh, dead. Yeah, I can see where your daughter gets it from. You're very attractive in the Reloads. Very Dilfy. He should look a little bit older, but he still looks older than fucking Mitsuru, so it's good. He's only 27, you guys. Give him a break. Number 2 from Austin Powers. Yes, actually. It looks nice. I like it in Reload. He looks really good. All right, and that was everything. That was every sprite for Persona 3 and Persona 3 Reload. Overall, the original artwork for the game was actually really, really baller. I really liked it, but it had some growing pains if you compare to modern Persona. For Reload, I think that they did an amazing job at taking all of these super cool characters, breathing way more life into them, way more personality, way more color. For a game that has a lot to do about death and loss, one of the things that stands out to me about Persona 3's story is how you embrace life by embracing death in that game. So having the characters be more saturated, have way more color, have way more presence in life definitely makes sense to the setting. I love all of the new sprites, I really do. I genuinely think that they could have not done a better job if they tried. All of them looked fantastic. It kind of captured the spirit of Persona 3 while modernizing the art style to a modern day Persona. It's incredibly expressive. It has such good action. The character designs are all baller. And it's a very, very, very strong contender into the series, despite being a remake. I love what they did with it so far. I cannot fucking wait to play it. I might stream it, honestly. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful change up in the art style in general. And I actually would like to very much shout out and give a thank you to Gigantine Agency for getting me a review copy of Persona 3 Reload for the Switch, as well as Atlas for actually like giving me a chance to actually dig around with the game, play it on my own, play it portable. I might play it with you guys, because you guys had some really interesting commentary, so I definitely want to go back to that. And remember, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want me to see, like, the costumes for Persona 3, or even the arena designs, like the video! Like the video, leave a comment, you guys know I like that. Fight your demons. And remember, you guys can get awesome energy drink, lovely waifu cups of the Goonie and non-Goonie variety, at Gamer Subs. Just use code KINKIMATION at checkout for 10% off your order for anything on the store, really. Whatever you want, it's there. It's the road to Lily's waifu cup, after all.